How are you guys doing tonight? I'll give it a second for a few of you to jump on. Just finished some Ningxia. Now I am sipping on my Young Living sleek tea. And I'm super excited to share with you guys tonight. It's going to be an awesome topic. Okay. So if you can hear me good, give me some thumbs up, some hearts, then I know you're on. Hey Ramona, hi Rhonda, thanks for joining. Hi Diane. Okay. Awesome, there's Chris and Jackie it looks like. Let's get this turned off. Ramona, you can hear me, awesome, awesome. Okay, so we will get started. Sorry I'm a little bit late, I had a knock on the door which interrupted my start, but that's okay. I am so excited to be here with you guys tonight. Personally, this is my favorite topic to talk about. I love sharing with you guys more about the product and how to use your product, but this is the most exciting part, and I think it's the least talked about part with Young Living. So I'm just excited to have the opportunity to share it with you. This is something that everybody can do, but not everybody will. And I wanted to be able to have the opportunity to give you more information to help you make an informed decision. And the more likely, the more information you have, the more likely you will be to succeed. And I definitely don't want to waste anybody's time. So that's why I want to have the chance to share with you all this information, and then we can go from there. And if you guys have more questions, then I'm here to answer more questions. And yes, so thank you all for getting on. I'll try keep on top of comments. Hey, there's Dorothy, there's Rhonda, Donna, Sandy, Corey. Awesome, awesome. We've got lots. Ashley, Candace, sweet. Okay, so I'm super, super excited. I did take a lot of notes because sometimes I squirrel and I'll start like on a tangent about a specific thing, and I definitely want to keep on topic and try not to have this video too long so that it's easy for you guys to rewatch the content. And also, when you hear what you're going to hear tonight, it's very likely that you're going to think of people that need to hear this information as well. So I encourage you to either tag your people, your members, your family, your loved ones, friends, all of that in this video. And when you're done, or even after in the coming week, when you think of people like, oh, I so wish that this specific person was able to hear this information, get them added to this group. Obviously make a connection with them first and reach out and tell them why you're adding them to the group, but then tag them in this video. And I'm hoping that this will bless somebody tonight, and I'm sure it will. So just to do a product plug before we get started, my lips are nice and shiny, but I am wearing, there's a new lip gloss that came out. It's like a clear gloss. So it just kind of enhances your lip color, plumps them up a little bit, but it's called the Lip Luxe by Savvy Minerals. It's NFR product. If you haven't tried it, I am loving it. So anyways, there's that. Okay, so you guys have, a lot of you have heard my story and how I got involved in using the product, but not everybody has had an opportunity to hear how we got started with the business end of things. So I'm going to share a little bit of my story and then dig into like the whys and the hows behind the opportunity. And yeah, we have some live giveaways and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So make sure that you're interactive. I love to hear your comments. I love to be able to see what you guys think, and just get some feedback to know what you wanna learn if there's more questions that you have. So first off, we did have an early giveaway. So I had posted last week, and if you invited somebody, tagged them in the post, both people got entered. So we had a few people entered into that giveaway. So it was for this super cute canvas bag, kind of opens up. So oils in one hand, confidence in the other, as well as these cute little things. One says Seed to Seal, logo on the back, I Heart Oils, and you can hang them in your car or anywhere you want, but you can put oils on them so things, places, your car smell nice. So this awesome little package is going to Dawn Reimer. So if Dawn, if you're watching this, congratulations. I will get that sent out to you. Each class, I'm gonna likely do an early giveaway, so stay tuned and you can have a chance to win an awesome prize. Okay, so my story. So my husband and I, sorry, rewind a little bit. Vulnerability here. I am a college dropout, so I finished high school, but I went into college originally with the intent that I wanted to be a pharmacy tech, which is crazy because this is the industry I'm in now. But I had cousins and family that did that, and they were highly successful. The schooling seemed great. I could stay in Red Deer where my parents lived, which I didn't want to move too far away at that time. And I got into college and I took a couple of classes, and I just found that I felt like I was spending money with not a real reason or without a real intention of what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. So I chose intentionally to leave and to get a job and instead earn income instead of just racking up debt or using my parents' money and not really knowing what I'm going to do at the end of it. And I don't know if you are like me, but there is so many people that go to school. They take an education. I'm not bashing education. It is always a good thing. I am constantly learning and taking new courses and doing those things now. But then I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to waste money. And it's so often that people go to school and they work for a degree or a diploma or whatever and rack up all this debt and can't get a job after, or they get into that field and they hate it. And it's super common that people change careers. So it's always good to think outside of the box, other ways to be successful and other ways to earn income. So what happened shortly after that is I got into banking, and I started off as just a teller. I loved it. I loved learning all about it. I worked my way up to, it's called sales and service administration and like management, where I would check for compliance. I would deal with customer resolution, all sorts of things. It wasn't always an easy job, but I did like it. I loved learning about people. I loved the opportunity to learn more about money because I was always interested in it. I'm sure you guys can relate. Who doesn't like learning about money and knowing how to earn more? So banking was like a real pivotal moment in my life where it was the first time that I was actually making decent money and able to spend it on what I wanted and kind of just like start my life. But then my husband and I got married. We ended up getting pregnant with our first child. And at that time, right before I was pregnant, I was going through this like emotional crisis of feeling like I knew deep down that I did not want to be a banker for 40 years of my life and to work 40 years in the same office, working 9 to 5 with people that were, and I'm sorry if you are a banker, but were grumpy and not happy and dealing with clients that were difficult and just having like, honestly, I would go to work some days and feel like the life was being sucked out of me. And it was really, it was a challenging time in my life. But I ended up getting pregnant, and my husband and I had the discussion, and I just said, you know what? I can do 6 more months. I can handle this for 6 more months. And in that time frame, so a year prior to that, my husband and I had bought his parents' company. So they had a 30-year-old electrical company that we were already on the side running. I was helping a little bit, but my husband was running this company. And our dream was that I would leave banking, we would have our daughter, And I would just be a stay-at-home mom, help him with the business. I did all the books, I did the payroll, I organized things, and I loved it. With that said, I had a lot of moments where, even though I was technically on a mat leave, I never really had one because we still ran a business. So I would spend evenings doing payroll and crying because I was stuck with all of this work and I didn't have that extra help or support at the time. So there was a lot going on in our lives. And Young Living came into the picture when our daughter was 6 months old. So in that super challenging time where I left this job, I'm home with a new baby, we're learning the challenges of being a parent. I'm super emotional about the work that I already have because it's a lot and I still have to run a home, keep things, make dinner for my husband, then do all this book work in the no time that I had left after being a mom. And I'm sure you guys know what that's like, a lot of you. And Young Living came into the picture. And so we fell in love with the product right away. It worked, it helped us relax, helped my daughter sleep. There were so many things. I had issues with milk supply. I was nursing my daughter and it helped with milk production, which is a little product plug. So many things worked. And naturally, I just talked to people about it. I just shared because I thought, you know what? This product is awesome and I think you should have it. So I shared with 2 people my first month. It was my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. And I ended up getting a $324 check that I was not expecting. And it was incredible. I was able to pay for my first month's worth of product. I was able to pay for my initial investment. Now, that same month that I enrolled, my husband and I went to a little intro class that our sponsor put on, Adam Green, and he taught us all about how to use our product, how to get the proper resources, which we talked about earlier. So we got our first desk reference and we're able to learn how to use the product. But at the end, he mentioned a little bit more about it being a network marketing company and how if we wanted to, we could share it and on and on. And in that meeting, my husband gave me the little elbow and the look, basically saying, no, this isn't happening. We're not doing this. It's not for us. And that was that. I shared with my couple people. The following month, I get this paycheck. The next month, shared with a couple more people. My sister-in-law was excited about it as well, so she shared with a few people. And those first few months, I made a paycheck. I'd get $300, then I'd get $400, so I'd get a few $100s just from naturally talking about it. But it wasn't until May of 2012, I had decided to go out to this event, which was Adam, my sponsor, just sharing more about Young Living. And honestly, I don't remember thinking this is going to change my life or this is going to be some pivotal moment or really knowing what I was getting myself into. We just thought, you know what? I had a little baby. She would have been about 8 months at that point. I was ready to get out in the evening and do something fun and interact with adults and learn something new. So my sister-in-law and I drove 45 minutes from Red Deer to Rocky Mountain House to listen to him speak. And it was one of the most, it was a turning point. That's what I'm trying to say. It was a massive turning point in my life. It was the first time I heard a young man, he was 22 at the time, share vulnerably how he felt like he had no purpose and was searching for, what he could do that mattered because the career he was in, he felt like it didn't matter. And he talked about how time is our only limited commodity. And once you spend it, you never get that back. And that's the first time I ever heard that statement. And it just hit me. It struck a chord. It made me kind of think about what we wanted. My husband and I always, our biggest plan was to be just small business owners. We were entrepreneurial mindset, but we were super content with our small business and working, you know, still in a sense 9 to 5, but more, because as a business owner, if you are one, you know that it's not just 9 to 5, and there's things that you have to do outside of regular business hours, and you can earn more money, but it's definitely, you're still trading your time for dollars. It's not residual. It's not an asset really in any sense. So that was like the turning point where I thought, what if I just tried? What if I just gave it a go? They had this incentive that you could win an Aroma Complete, which is like the kit with all of the oils. And that was my goal. I was like, you know what? If I can just earn the kit with all of the oils, I'm good. I don't need to do it anymore. This is just going to be fun. And so we went for it. So that's kind of how like things got started. And once I got into sharing and learning more about myself, learning more about people, it just got to be so fun. And I realized the freedom that you can have when you're able to create something that continues to pay you over and over and over and over again. So those first 2 people that I enrolled, this was January 2012. I am still getting paid on them every single month. So they continue to order themselves personally. They have both continued to share with people. So that little bit of effort has now multiplied, and I continue to get paid. So that doesn't always happen, but it's pretty incredible that sometimes the effort that you put in, those seeds that you plant, they will continue to flourish, and you can get paid on that residually, like forever. So, okay, that's a little bit about my story. So let me figure out which direction we want to go next. So maybe network marketing is something that you've tried in the past. So I personally, way back, had a beauty counter. No, that's not it. Beauty control. It's like the old school, the old lady stuff. Way back when I was a young, like early adult teenager, kind of got this account, and I thought, cool, I can get like beauty products, I can get like face wash, and all I did was like buy it for myself and a couple of friends and made zero money. So that was my attempt at network marketing. A few years after, my husband and I were talked into this natural juice at the time, and we basically bought a basement full of juice, and we're told that we would like earn millions, and nothing ever happened. So that was one of the reasons why my husband said no way. But you may have tried this before and it didn't fit and it didn't work. That's super common why people get their back up about network marketing, is like, oh, my uncle tried it, or I tried this, or this didn't work. But the key is, do you have a company that fills a need, not a want? So you can sell bags or purses, but once you sell one, is that person going to continue to come back and buy a new bag or a new purse or a new necklace every single month? Not likely. You know, it's fun, and sometimes you can sell a whole bunch of product, like $1,000 worth of product in a month, but then the next month, all of those people that bought that product are likely not going to buy the same stuff again. So you're always looking for brand new people. Or the other thing is it's very specific. So it could be something like purses, so it's just for one niche or one demographic, or it's just baby clothes, or it's just like, you know, back in the day they'd sell like vacuums, you know, so it's just one specific thing. Whereas Young Living fills so many needs. It also it can help any demographic. So this is something you can use while pregnant and babies are in utero, all the way through birth, children, young adults, old adults, the elderly. We've actually had members use product on people while they're passing away, just to help that go peacefully. So there's so many ways that you can incorporate the product, and it can be used by anybody. Not everybody will, but it can be used by anybody. So nowadays, people are very much into looking for natural products. Everybody's on like this health bandwagon. And it is a product that like people need. People really do need what we have because our product is better than any other product on the shelf that you can get at a health food store. So with today's culture, it's very common that we're a consuming culture and a consuming society. And what we like to do is to consume online or to consume conveniently. So what I mean by that is like, especially in the United States, it's getting bigger in Canada, but people buy everything online. So think about Amazon Prime and how many needs that fills. There's online grocery stores that ship to your door. There's online banking, so you don't even need to go to a bank. Like in the United States, you don't even need to write a check and mail it. You can write the check online and it'll mail it for you. Like there's so many things that are just done online and done for simplicity and convenience. And the coolest thing is Young Living also fills that need. So we have the best oils, the best supplements, the best personal care products, and somebody can go online, add a couple things to their cart, think, okay, well, maybe I don't need it today. I'm going to save that for later, go back in and realize, oh yeah, I need this and I need this and I need this, and add it to the cart and then process it. So it's super convenient. It's super easy to use. And we definitely we want to help people get the best. So that's where Young Living definitely fills that need. The other amazing thing about Young Living, and this is one thing that really excited me and kind of drew me in the beginning, even before I was intentional about sharing, is with many other network marketing or sales companies, you are required as a wholesale member or as a distributor to purchase a certain amount of product. So that could be, $500 a month or $1,500 every 3 months of product that you would stock in your home. And then you have to sell that individually. So you have this product on hand, then you've got to figure out the shipping costs, the GST costs. If you're in other provinces, there's provincial sales tax added on there. And then you've got to actually physically package it, ship it off to your people, or drive around town and drop it on everybody's doorstep. Whereas Young Living, everything is done online. So they handle all of that for you. All we do is we are like the point person to refer somebody to Young Living's website. We give them a link. They would enter in their information, just like signing up for Amazon Prime or for a Costco account. They enter in their information. You are the referrer, and they can go on and purchase what they want when they want it and have it shipped directly to them using their own credit card. So you have, you support them, but you don't have to worry about all the back end stuff. Young Living handles all the warehouse, they handle all the customer service, all of the product issues, all the returns, all of it. It's so simple. So we don't have to be stuck as the middleman. So Young Living's they're gonna handle all that for you. So this fills the need that people want, without us having to do all of that extra stuff. So, did you know the most effective form of marketing is word of mouth? So 92% of people say that they would trust a recommendation from someone that they know, they like, and they trust. So they would buy a product from somebody they know, like, and trust over TV advertisement, Facebook advertisement, Instagram advertisements, because you can't really tell. So personal recommendations are really where it's at. Who out here, so give some thumbs up if this is you. If somebody says, I just went to this new restaurant in town, it is so good, we had this and we had this and the service was awesome, would you not book a date night with your loved one the next week? I would. because it's a recommendation. It's somebody saying, I've been there, this is great, you need to try it, so I'm gonna go. Same with a movie, any good movie. Somebody's gonna tell me about a good movie, my husband and I are gonna go see the movie. You tell me about a great lip gloss, I'm gonna try the lip gloss. You tell me about a great clothing brand, I'm likely gonna try the clothing brand. I would rather get a recommendation from somebody that I care about than just randomly looking online, trying something out, it coming, and me not being satisfied. So this is where people want, like, this is what people want, is they want that recommendation. Okay, I'm just gonna check our comments real quick. Yes. Sorry. When I get talking, I get behind on checking that phone notes. Okay. So Young Living, instead of paying large ads like most people do, so think of the Super Bowl and how many millions people pay, like Fido or TELUS or whoever, to advertise like at the Super Bowl to get those commercials. What they're doing there is they're paying for the advertisement in hopes of a sale. Doesn't that seem crazy? Whereas Young Living is the opposite. They pay me, I recommend the product, but the only way that I get paid is if they get the sale. Isn't that neat? So it's a super smart way of doing business because you're not upfronting all this massive amount of money before you even get a sale. You're only paying out your advertising once you get one. So network marketing has so many benefits. So this awesome book, it's called The 4-Year Career. It's written by Richard Bliss Brooke, who is a friend of mine. He's an amazing man. I've done a retreat with him. He is so, so intelligent and just a wealth of knowledge. This book is going to explain, and where a lot of the notes that I have came from, is why Young Living and why network marketing is a viable business option. So you get to work around your existing job, your existing school, your existing lifestyle with little investment. So the upfront cost is super, super minimal. So you are in business for yourself, but the key is you're not in it by yourself. So when you do this, you have an initial investment, a small investment, that you basically have a home-based or a phone-based business. And you get to do it with the support of an amazing team instead of paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a franchise and you're literally in it alone, just hoping that you can make it work. So in life, we're not typically set up to succeed. And I'm going to talk about this later of how society grooms us to have a particular way of life and a particular career. But the cool thing about network marketing and having a home or a phone-based business is that you get tax deductions. I'm not an accountant, so I can give advice a little bit, but it's great to consult your accountant. But if you were to have your account and just place your order every single month, you basically can write off like a portion of your home, your cell phone. Your home being like your mortgage interest, your home insurance, cell phone, telephone, fax number, if people have faxes anymore, computer, because you would need it to run your business, all of these kinds of things. So like in the long run, it can actually save you on tax dollars, which is really great. So you can create an extra income to invest while you create more asset income. And we'll get into a little bit more what the asset income means. So when you create an income in a network marketing company, it's considered an asset income. And what that means is like it holds value. So your mortgage, for example, holds value, or your home holds value, but you have debt against that mortgage or against that home. So your home could be worth $1 million, but if you have an $800,000 mortgage, your asset is actually only worth $200,000. So, but with residual asset income, that's income that comes in every single month. There's no debt against that income. It just comes into your bank account. And how you figure out the net worth of that income is, so if you were making, let's give an example of like $500 a month, you would take your $500 a month times 200, which is $100,000 asset that you would own. That's what it would be worth. Isn't that amazing? So this is the power of residual income and what turns out to be your wealth asset. Okay, I'm gonna refer to a page here. Okay, so in the book, The 4-Year Career, there's this idea of network marketing and how it's a lot of people doing a little. So in traditional sales, you would have, for example, 100 salespeople selling 10,000 worth of products. So like back in the day when they would sell, like go door to door and sell vacuums and stuff, they would have like 100 salespeople trying to sell $10,000 worth of product. Okay, so that's your $1 million in sales. How network marketing works is we actually flip that upside down. So instead of just 100 people doing this massive amount of work, we're actually going to take 10,000 people who only sell 100 each, which still works out to $1 million in sales. So 10,000 like volunteers or 10,000 people on your team right now sounds like a super crazy number. My team currently is double that size after 7.5 years. Okay, so this is super, super possible. How it works is you're going to get 4 people who lead them to do the same thing. So it's going to be 4 people share with 4 people who share with 4 people. So what this is called is geometric progression. Okay, so this is like, I don't know how well you're going to see this little diagram. Okay, so where's my lighting? Darn it, sorry guys. So here's you, you're number 1. You're going to share with 4 people. Those 4 people share with 4 people, which is now 16, who all share with 4, which gets you 64, who all share with 4, which gets you 256. So you have a team total of 340. Isn't that insane? So this doesn't always happen 100% of the time, okay? Which is okay. So we're gonna get into like a little bit more. So here's another example, is if you take 1 penny, even though like they're not in circulation anymore and nobody uses them, but you're gonna take a penny and you're gonna double it every day versus doubling it every second day, okay? So it seems like it's only every second day. It's probably still gonna be pretty good. But if you take your penny and you double it every day, so second day it's gonna be worth 2 cents, then it's worth 4 cents, then it's worth 8 cents, and so on. After 30 days, you would have $5.3 million. Just sit on that for a minute. Isn't that crazy? $5.3 million when you start with a penny and you just double it every day. Versus take a penny and you double it every second day, you would only have $163. That's a massive difference. So that is what geometric progression is. That is how things grow, right? So it's consistency. So a little bit added over a long period of time adds up to be a massive amount. So imagine if you just started with sharing with 1 person every week. So that could be inviting 1 person a week to this group, the Healthy Hangout. It could be talking to 1 person a week at your kitchen table and showing them how the product has changed your life. It could be sharing with 1 person a week how, you know, the extra $200 you're earning has helped you guys cover a bill. It could be all of those little things. So imagine if you did that, where you could be a year from now. Isn't that amazing? I want like some massive hearts because like you guys, it's just a little bit consistently over a period of time can have massive, massive results. Oh, Sandy, haha, I just got rid of my fax number last week. It's funny because I actually still have one and I never use it, but I have a couple times. So, you know, you wonder if, what if I need my fax number? So funny. Okay, so just to give you an idea, so my team is over 20,000 people, but I personally have only personally enrolled or personally introduced about 156 people, and that's turned into over 20,000, right? So it's not all just me. It's I help somebody and I help them find somebody who finds somebody who finds somebody. So that's how things like continue to grow. So it's really, really incredible how geometric progression can work. And to be honest, guys, I would have never in my life imagined what this can grow to. But that's the cool thing about being around like-minded people who are excited and who are willing to like link arms and help each other and run alongside each other. Okay. And granted, quite a few of those 156 people, they didn't even share with somebody. So not every one of them shared. There's lots that just didn't do anything and went inactive and never, you know, never placed an order. There's some that enrolled a few people, some that enrolled a lot. So it just really depends. Okay. So the 4-year career, that term, it's arbitrary, right? So there's no magic number. There's no magic, like some people can do this in a year and create, you know, that amount of people or team or income. And some people it'll take longer, but the key is consistency. So here is a little bit more of numbers about the geometric progression. So we got up to the 340. So if you kept going and you doubled that or you quadrupled the 256, you'd have 1,024 people, which then would turn into 4,096, which then would turn into 16,384. And I forgot to add one number here. So even if at that point you failed 90% of the time, so only 10% of your people stayed, you'd still have 1,600 people in your team, which is incredible, right? Okay, so let's get into like how do you do it? How do you make this happen? Okay, so first is you're going to use the product. Because you cannot recommend something, like can you recommend a restaurant that you've never eaten at? Or can you recommend a movie that you've never watched? Or can you recommend a clothing brand that you've never worn or tried on, right? So you have to use the product. There's this term, be a product of the product. Then what you will do is you will collect stories of yourself, so personal testimonials, testimonials from friends, from people that you follow, and you will use those stories to recommend products or the opportunity to other people. So that's the first two. So use the product, recommend the product. What do you think the third thing would be? Anybody? So the third thing is you invite people to take a look. And that means invite people to take a look at the opportunity. And it sounds like cliche. I typically don't use the word like business right off the hop because when I first started, if somebody told me, hey, would you like to start another business and try earn an additional income? I would have told them no. I was already crying, having to do like payroll in the evening, spent hours trying to get my daughter to sleep, and then she'd wake up and I'd be halfway through my bookkeeping and all of that kind of stuff, right? So I was not in the mindset to start another business at all. But because it was made so simple for me to just recommend the product, just invite somebody to try the product, invite somebody to invite their people, right? It was super simple and easy for me to make those steps that I was actually recommending the business to people and I didn't even know it. So anyone can do this, but would you do it for the money? So if I told you that I'd give you $10,000 to share with 4 people tomorrow, would you do it? I'd do it. I would look through my Facebook friends, my phone contacts. I would strike up a conversation with somebody. I would share authentically. I would share real, my heart. I wouldn't just be like, hey, you need this, right? You have to be smart about it and not weird or sleazy, but would you do it? Okay. So it's not a lack of skill. It's a lack of motivation, which is usually driven by fear. So will the effort, this is what people think, is will the effort that I put in, will I get paid back for that? And you will if you stay consistent. So here's a quote that I actually found this morning, and it's just so good I had to share it. So fear has taught me a lot of things, but courage teaches you so much more. So that's one thing just to think about is we all have fears. I have fears sometimes jumping on here, even though it may seem natural for me to jump on and to share with you guys. I still wonder, what are they going to think? How are they going to take the information? Is this something that's going to resonate with them, right? We all have that stuff. But when we take hold of our courage and we just go for it anyways, you will be so incredibly blown away by how many people that you could bless. So I wanted to share quickly about how society grooms our mindset. So society grooms us for this 40-40-40 plan. And what that means is we would work 40 hours a week at least, if not more. How many people do you know that have to work more than 40 hours a week for 40 years of our life to retire on 40% of what wasn't enough in the first place, which is super hard to hear. But what if you worked on your plan B, which is your side income or your side hustle, while you worked on your plan A? Because we have encountered so many people over these last 7.5 years who have had their plan A fail, and their plan B, which is Young Living, has actually taken place of what their plan A was. And they were not expecting it. So it's loss of spouses, loss of jobs, all sorts of things. And because of Young Living and because of them having that little bit of side effort, they were able to be okay through those storms. So I want to do a giveaway. I'm going to ask you a question. So on a scale of 1 to 10, checking my comments again. I wish I could do 2 things at once better, guys. Yeah, Sandy said, you only fail if you don't try, which is so true, right? So for the giveaway, I'm going to pick a couple people, but I'm going to give away the 4-year career. There's a 4-year career for women, which is the same, but just in a fun flavor, fun writing. And then there's also this book called Mach 2, which is the art of vision and self-motivation. This is a super great book just to help you think beyond what you believe is possible for you right now. So I'm going to give away these books. So in order to enter, and I'm going to keep this open for a couple of days. So if you have people that couldn't tune in live tonight, I want everybody to have an opportunity to tune into this call. So I'm going to leave the giveaway open for a couple of days. But on a scale of 1 to 10, if $1,000 was on the line, how confident would you be in sharing with someone else about the product or the business? So it's a lot of money. So most people will be like 10, but not it's okay if you're not that confident. And the one thing is first to recognize it, and then maybe we can find ways as a group to encourage each other and help each other out. But if you want to share in the comments, what that looks like for you. So on a scale of 1 to 10, if $1,000 was on the line, how confident would you be in sharing with somebody else about the product or the business? Okay, so try to wrap this up. I've got a few more things that I want to share. Okay, so how do we get paid? So Young Living, instead of, like we talked before, instead of taking their marketing dollars on massive advertisements, they actually take their marketing dollars and they pay it out to people. They pay it out to people like you and me who share and recommend the product. So I don't know if anybody has ever thought about this, but could you guess how much Young Living would pay out? They actually pay out 50% of their revenues to members and to people that recommend it, which is amazing. So how to break it down a little bit more is how you get paid is Young Living has what's called a fast start bonus. Fast start bonus just basically means when somebody gets started with their wholesale membership, whatever amount of product that they purchase, which is called PV or product value, purchase value. So whatever amount that is, you get paid 25% of that. Plus you also get paid a starter kit bonus, which is $25. And because majority of us here are in Canada and we pay a massive exchange rate, which is great, we actually get what's called a PEG rate, which is a percentage added on. So we get 29% additional added on to our commissions. So if somebody were to enroll with a premium starter kit, so that would be the oil starter kit, thieves, or Ningxia starter kits, you would actually get paid $67. That's amazing. So you also, if that person starts on Essential Rewards their first month, or anytime they jump on Essential Rewards, there's an additional bonus. And Essential Rewards is the monthly loyalty program. The cool thing about it is like it is the best way to get your product because you get points back towards free stuff. There's exclusive kits that you can't get on a normal order, and you can cancel at any time. Like it's super easy, the best way to do it. But you get an additional $17 bonus. So like if somebody enrolled with you tomorrow, they got a premium starter kit, they started on Essential Rewards, you would get paid $84. Like that's incredible. So if you were to share with 2 to 3 people, you would have your initial investment paid for. Like what other startup business can you have your initial investment paid for that easily? Like that is pretty cool. So, and then you continue to get paid when they continue to order. So the turnaround is super quick. The investment is super low. There's additional ways to earn money. So there's something called the Rising Star bonus. So if you're new and you're just starting to enroll people and start out, I would love to help you, but there's a specific way you can set up your team to earn additional bonuses. The Rising Star bonus, you can earn up to an additional $300 on your paycheck each month. And then there's also what's called a unilevel commission. With unilevel commission, you earn a percentage. So after the fast start bonuses pay out for the first 3 months, then they fall into what's called unilevel, and you get 4 to 8%, depending on where they are in your team. But for the first 5 levels of your group, you get paid. And then there's also additional leadership bonuses. So at the silver and above, you get additional leadership bonuses. As a silver, you get a share, it's called, which is about $150. And then each one you get more. So a gold, you get 2 shares. Platinum, you get 3 shares. You get additional shares on your team as they rank up. So it can really, really add up. So I will, because we're talking about money, I'm going to post the income disclosure underneath this call in the comments. But an easy way to like roughly calculate how much you're gonna earn is in like the first few ranks. It's usually about 10 to 20% of the volume. So like if you were to have $1,000 in volume, you would potentially earn like $200. So it just depends on how many people you enroll versus how many people have been ordering for a while on how much you earn. Once you get into the higher ranks, it's anywhere from like 3 to 7% of your overall volume that you would earn. So just some like numbers, I'll be vulnerable here and share like some numbers that just were really big milestones in my business. So I enrolled in January of 2012. I didn't intentionally start sharing the business until like May is when I went to the meeting. June is like when I intentionally started sharing. June of 2012, and it was in January the following year that I ranked as a silver, which is the first leadership rank. So my second month as a silver, which would have been February, I was making just over $3,600 a month, which was replacing the banking income that I was making prior. Because with a lot of those jobs, they cap you at your income. So even though I may be outperforming somebody else, like they weren't going to pay me any more money. You cannot out-earn your boss, whereas this model is very different. You earn as much as you work. And then a few months after that, it was about June of 2013 was the first time that I earned over $5,000 a month, which replaced both my incomes from like our small business and my banking combined. So that was a massive, massive turning point for us when my husband finally realized like, wow, like this is actually real and legitimate and a thing that could help us in our finances and in our family. Okay. Yeah, there's some people that missed a few in the beginning. Yes, this will be on for replay, so make sure to stay tuned. Okay. So, and after 7 years of actively pursuing this business intentionally, we make well over 6 figures, which is like insane to actually say. And I don't say that to boast or to like discourage you, but like I want to say, like if I can do it, you can do it. Like it is so possible. I was the kid that in high school, I would like not show up to school if I had to public speak. I would do anything to get away from people. Like I wasn't into that. And it's just very interesting how God works. And sometimes you end up doing things that you never expected you would be doing. And it's an amazing way to bless people by sharing with them amazing products and helping them think outside the box. So your small investment of $199.75 is totally worth it. You can work part-time. You can do it alongside of whatever else that you're doing. So if you had a net worth of $1 million, your approximate monthly income would be $4,000. So that's pretty incredible that I can earn that without having to have $1 million in the bank. Like you can work up to that. So what if you had the opportunity to build your dream instead of building somebody else's? I had capped income at the bank. There was no possibility of me ever earning more. And I never imagine earning what I do today. And there's so much room for growth. We can learn to work smarter, not harder. We can help inspire others to do the same. We have the power to influence people. It's very simple, but it's not easy. You get amazing chances to grow yourself, to learn skills. And like I said, everybody can do it, but not everybody will. So I want to invite you, if this has inspired you to think about something different, to make a change, I would like you to text the word dream. So DREAM. So text the word dream. And if somebody's listening, if you can like write this in the comments for me, that would be great, or I'll try to do it after. But text the word dream to 403-768-3370. And I'm going to send you just a few days of content, inspiration, things to kind of like stir your mind. So kind of like it's going to subscribe you to a few text messages. Okay. Last but not least, I have a couple more items that I'm going to give away. So there is to enter into these prizes, I want you to comment below on what you learned in this call today. But I have this CD, it's an audio called The Wake Up Call by Richard Blissbrook. It's only like a 5-minute audio, so it's easy to listen to, quick. It's great to share with other people, but it's Richard's story on how he basically, like, I think he was a college dropout too, but he worked in a chicken plant, cutting off chickens' heads, basically, and how he started in network marketing and was able to radically change his life, as well as this awesome little audio called Making the Shift. It's by Darren Hardy, and it's just developing an entrepreneurial mindset. So it's got really good content on how to develop mindset. So comment what you learned today to get entered into that. Awesome. I got a few people text Dream to my number. That is perfect. Okay. If you're brand new, so if you're a new member or brand new to hearing about this topic, I would love to hear your feedback and your thoughts, and I'm sure everybody else would too. So comment below, like, did it pique your interest? Is it something that you have considered in the past that you think isn't for you, is for you? Like, let us know what you think. You can either message me personally if you like, or you're welcome to message the person that invited you to this call. And next week, we're going to have a fun week next week. We might have to push the call back about 15 minutes to like 7:15-ish, but it's going to be featuring my amazing husband, Travis Baldwin. He's going to be joining me, and we're going to talk oils for men and fitness. It's going to be super fun. So invite your husbands, invite the men in your life, join in, take notes. So I just want to thank you guys for your time tonight. Of course, as always, I ran way over time than I was hoping to keep this call short and sweet, but it's just such great content that I really wanted you guys to hear it. And I just want to leave you with a couple of things. So the most expensive thing that you can own is a closed mind, which is so true. So work on having an open mind, which doesn't mean that you have to take on everybody's ideals, but it means that you're willing to listen and to learn, which is so exciting. And I'm going to leave you with this quote. So many people fear nothing more terribly than to take a position which stands out sharply and clearly from the prevailing opinion. The tendency of most is to adopt a view that is so ambiguous that it will include everything, so that everything, and so popular that it will include everyone. Not a few men who cherish lofty and noble ideals hide them under a bushel for fear of being called different. So that was a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. And you know, what I do and what some of you do along with me is different, but sometimes it's okay to be different and to stand out and to show people that there are other options and other ways. So I just appreciate each and every one of you for joining in tonight. I hope you found this valuable. Please tag people that you care about that need to hear this information. And I am praying that this all blesses you and that you have a wonderful night. And I look forward to sharing with you all again soon.